right. Hey, and welcome to the Fantasy Football News Week 16 Playoff Edition live. I am Eric, your host, as always, here to entertain you with all of the three-league fantasy football news your little heart can desire. Let's see. Lots of things happened this week. We are down to the final matches. 4 teams. 6 teams if you count the 3 leagues. 6 teams vying for supremacy in 3 different leagues. Let's, jump right into it. We will start this week in the Ops Soup League, and here we go. Heartbreak this week, but we will get to that game momentarily. First off, we have the generic football team defeating Garbage Time 120.32 to 102.22. Garbage Time made the decision, for some reason, to start competing quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Tua Tagovailoa, which, I guess maybe sometimes that works out. I can think of a few times, like maybe that what was it, the Rams-Kansas City game that went like 52-52 or 52-57 a few years ago. That might have been a real whiz-banger to do that with. But I think, for the most part, I don't think that's a smart strategy. But, hey, that's just me. But, there's in a dual quarterback league, in a Superflex league like this, where we've seen a lot of quarterback injuries this year, there weren't a whole lot of options. And Tua has been performing admirably, but just did not get it done. Between Aaron and Tua, that game was kind of a pick fest, if you will. And so scores were not really that great. Mahomes and Purdy did get the job done for Randy and the generic football team. Pretty decent performance out of Kamara. He just got done what needed to get done to move on to the championship game. I know he was sweating a little bit with the loss earlier of Lamar Jackson, and that was a trade that he had made with me. I had Lamar Jackson. I had drafted Lamar Jackson in this league, and made a trade back in week 5 or 6. Made a trade for Joe Burrow, and actually made that trade to improve my wide receiver core, which didn't really work out for me that much because now the receiver that I received in that trade, Lockett, is injured, and Garrett Wilson, who he received, is still playing. But Lamar hurt. He has dropped Lamar and is going with Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes, which have carried him into the championship game. So congratulations, generic football team, the number 1 seed in the entire league, moving on to the championship game. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Garbage Time will be moving to play in the 3rd place game, and we will see who he will be playing momentarily. But again, congratulations to Randy and the generic football team. They had just an outstanding season. That string of 11 wins was just absolutely phenomenal. An absolutely phenomenal season for them. They deserve this championship if they can pull it off. It's going to be tough. They're going up against some stiff competition in the winner of this match right here. Don't Remember Didn't Happen versus myself, Rebel Scum. This match actually came right down to the wire. It doesn't necessarily look like it here, but Don't Remember Didn't Happen was at about 105, and I was at 100. So he had a 5-point lead on me going into Monday Night Football. And I had Justin Herbert, and he had Austin Eckler. And all I was doing was hoping that Herbert was going to be throwing to everybody but Eckler. I was really hoping he was going to be throwing a lot of passes to Allen, and especially Allen, but also Williams, because that would have really helped me out in the other league in RSO. But That is not what happened. If you watched that game, Herbert threw almost nothing. I mean, he had two pretty good drives where he drove down the field, like throwing passes. Williams and Allen and Herbert did all the work to get down the field to the the 1 or the 2 yard line, and then it's, hey Eckler, why don't you run this in for all the points? So Eckler gets all the points, and Herbert gets five and a half points in this fucking game. Pardon my language, but 5.5 points Herbert gets, while Eckler freaking clears the board with 21.9. Moving, don't remember, didn't happen, into the championship game against generic football team. While Rebel Scum will move on to face Garbage Time in the 3-4 game, third place, fourth place game. And in an exciting development there, Rebel Scum and Garbage Time have entered into an agreement to pool all of their marbles. So the third place money, the fourth place money, Garbage Time's $10 weekly contest winnings, and my $5 weekly contest winnings have all been pooled, which amounts to $70, and it's going to be winner takes all in that 3-4 game. So winner of the third place, fourth place game. So basically, third place winner will get 70 entire dollars, and fourth place winner will walk away with nothing. So there you go. That ought to be an exciting contest. And so good luck to Rebel Scum in that game, and Garbage Time can pound sand. I don't care. I'm not biased at all. I'm a Walter Cronkite, Walter Cronkite type reporter that is totally unbiased. I report it like I sees it. In other scores, Team 1051. I'm going to move over to show you the Toilet Bowl standings. So the Toilet Bowl winner actually does take away a little bit of money in this league. $10 whole for winning the Toilet Bowl, and there is a clear front runner here in the Ops Soup League. As we show you those scores, make sure I've got the right one up. I certainly do not. Let me unhide that. There we go, and transition you in now. So you're looking now at those scores. Team 1051 with an absolutely monster 190-point game here in Week 16. Just jumps out to an almost 100-point lead over the next closest team, Team Scott. And then it falls back from there. Team Stars and Stripes, the only other team within 100 points, is 95 points back, and then it's 119 for Black Ops MC, 150 points almost for 12 Man Mafia, and 150 actual points for the Sandlot Turf Burns. I mean, write the check now. I don't think anybody is going to outscore Team 1051 by 100 points to take the Toilet Bowl title away from him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he benches all of his starters in Week 17 because he hates money. But whatever. We shall see what happens there. But, so those are the current scores for the Toilet Bowl standings here in the Ops Soup League. So very interesting there. Very, just absolutely. And we'll let's jump over there and take a look at his scores. Because, man, I tell you what, if he had, and it was really a shame that he didn't make the playoffs. He had a tear in the late season and absolutely was dominating, but just was one game. I mean, he was just one game out. That was if he'd have won one more game in the season, he was easily in. He was in on points because he I believe was the highest scorer in the league through that stretch and pretty close overall. But this week just 32 from Goff, 23 from Daniel Jones, dang near 30 from C.D. Lamb, 23 from T. Higgins, 25 from Justin Jefferson. And this is a guy, folks, Team 1051, if nobody remembers, was out fishing during the draft, auto-drafted this team. And here he is throwing up 190.76 points. And again, a shame that he didn't make the Cam Akers on the bench with 34 points. Shame that he didn't make the playoffs, but also, whew, we dodged a bullet there because he would probably be walking away with the title. So, I mean, I'm not going to get the title as it is, so I guess whatever, losing to one team or losing to another ultimately doesn't matter. Who you lose to, you lose, right? But yeah, so an absolutely monster score, and I think that's pretty close to the top score for the season. I'll have to double check, but I think it might be. There might have been a couple that were maybe 192 or 193. I'll have to go look. I don't have my stat sheet in front of me this week. So the championship game here in the Ops Soup League is set, as we will see Team Sesh, or I keep going that direction. I don't know why. That name is on my mind, and you will find out why later. Don't remember, didn't happen. We'll take on the generic football team here. Oh, come on. Really? I gotta watch a stupid. I'm not gonna make you watch an ad. I'm definitely not watching it. So we're just gonna move on from that. Oh, there we go. So yeah, don't remember, didn't happen versus generic football team in this championship matchup. Good luck to both of those teams. I believe Corey was in the championship matchup in this league last year against Team Deathridger, and he lost. He was the second place team last year. So, maybe he'll be a bridesmaid again and not the bride. We shall see. So those are the updates in the Ops Soup League. Good luck to both of those teams, and thank you again for their participation. We will move on now to the Outcast League after this quick commercial break.
If you're cutting back on atrazine rates, don't cut back on quackgrass control. Go right to Roundup herbicide for top control at a rock-bottom price. Roundup stops quackgrass, shoots, roots, and all, before it competes to steal yield. So, cut quackgrass right out of the picture with low-priced Roundup. It's never cost less. See your dealer.
So there you go, Roundup by Monsanto. So moving on to the Outcast League. Our two matchups here were Mongo Mentality versus Randall Access Memories and Saints for Life versus Team Sesh. Mongo Mentality ekes out the win in this one against Randall Access Memories, 121.55 to 113.10. And Mongo Mentality starting Gardner Minshew, as he also was a Lamar Jackson starter. And again, in this league, I traded Lamar Jackson to Mongo Mentality as he moves on to the championship game. I am noticing a pattern. So those of you in both leagues looking to move on to championship games should be looking to acquire quarterbacks from Rebel Scum. That seems to be a strategy. Yes, Mongo Mentality, 30.25 points from Gardner Minshew, an absolutely great performance from Philadelphia's backup quarterback. Great performances down the board. Joe Mixon with 14.3, Derrick Henry with 17.6, 25 from Justin Jefferson. And adequate performances from the rest of the team to outscore Randall Access Memories. Josh Allen just could not get it done for him. Lackluster performances from Josh Jacobs and Juju Smith-Schuster were the death knell, as T.J. Hawkinson in the tight end slot actually had a monster game. You hardly ever see virtually almost 30 points from a tight end. You virtually never see that, and there it is. And in a lot of other games in a lot of leagues, 30 points in your tight end slot is an automatic win almost, because you rarely ever see that. But it did not work out for Randall Access Memories this week. Some points left on both benches, but not anything that was going to really. Well, actually, that some outcomes could have changed. Tom Brady, no. Tom Brady, Derek Carr were not going to help. Deontay could have got him 4 more points. Freiermuth wasn't going to help. Higbee, 25 points from Higbee, so he had a monster performance from either tight end. 14 points if he'd had Philadelphia's defense in there. 10 more points. Actually would have won that game. So, yeah, had he started the Philadelphia defense over the Tennessee defense, Randall Access Memories is walking into the championship game, but that is not what happened. So, Randall Access Memories will be moving to the 3-4 game, the third-place game, while Mongo Mentality moves on to the championship game. And congratulations to Mongo Mentality for that. Part of the package for the Lamar Jackson trade, though, was the Mongo Mentality's first-round draft pick. So as Mongo Mentality keeps winning, my draft pick, my first-round draft pick next year, just gets worse and worse. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I'm a fourth-round guy anyways. We all know that. The other matchup was Saints for Life versus Team Sesh. And if y'all remember, Team Sesh was the darling of the league this year. He was on a 10 or 11 game win streak himself, and just absolutely was dominating teams, and did not come to play this week, as last year's champion, Saints for Life, absolutely dominates him, 131.45 to 62.10. And I'm not entirely sure. I may have to check the tape on this, but 62.10 may be the lowest score of the entire season by any team. This entire season, it might be the lowest score put up. I'm going to click through, and you're going to join me on this journey, because I think it might be. I don't recall seeing a lower score. There's a 65 from Show Me Your Kittles back in week 5. That's close. That's real. There's a 63 from me. 63 is still bigger than 62, though. There's a 63 from me. Let's see. 7th, week 8. I know this is the super entertaining content you all sign up to come watch. So 10. Wow. I mean, yeah, we're up to week 11. Nope, nothing lower there. 12. I mean, I think I'm right, folks. I think I am 100% correct. Yeah, I'm right. I am 100% right. This 62-point performance in week 17, when his chances to move into the title game were on the line, is the lowest score posted by any team in any week in the Outcast League in the 2022 season. So congratulations on that honor, Team Sesh. Yeah, ouchie. Jamal Williams, 2.4. Pat Mahomes did his job, threw up 30 points. Nobody else showed up. The Denver defense with 45 points against. Baker Mayfield with 51 points out there. 45 points against. The Denver defense scores a big fat goose egg. 2 from Tyler Bass, 3 from Garrett Wilson, 6, 3, 4. Nobody broke 10 but Nick Chubb, barely, and Pat Mahomes. So the bench was not a whole lot better. There wasn't a whole lot more action on the bench, and there certainly wasn't. We could probably spot him his entire bench as well. Like Amy could say, you know what? Throw all of his bench players into his score too, and he still doesn't get to 131. Just atrocious play. Amy keeps riding that Kirk Cousins bandwagon with 33 points, 21 from James Conner, 11 from Pollard. Austin Eckler, again, it's 21.9, 12 points from the Jacksonville defense. And Brock Purdy could have started for her. She still wins. Etienne could have been up there. She still wins. She could have started some of these zeros and still been okay, probably. Just an absolute drumming. And on that note, one of our viewers, our loyal viewers, love sending in content. submitting content for your listening pleasure, and we happen to have another viewer. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Eric, I think that you're providing this content and saying it's viewers, but it's not me. I swear it's not. It's viewers. Viewers like you are providing this content, and so I play it. If you provide it, I play it, and so here is that content this week. Let's go.
Goodbye, Team Sesh. Though I only played you one time, you lost in your first playoff game. The Saints for Life moved on. She beat your poor team senseless. You only managed 62 points against her. You should have just quit in week 14. That was the best that you could do. And it seems to me that you lost this week. 62 points will never win. None of your starters really showed up, much to your chagrin. And we would have liked to see you in the championship game, but your team name was far too long and really kind of lame.
So that is just amazing stuff. I thank, again, the viewers for sending in that content. So there you go. Team Sesh just not getting it done. So they will be moving on to face Randall Access Memories in that third place game. Good luck to them. They're going to need it if they keep putting up scores like that. Of course, I think we see the trending thing that happens is you see a score like that, and next week it just skyrockets. There's got to be some sort of rebound from some of those players, right? You got to see some rebound play from them. You certainly hope so. So good luck to both Mongo Mentality and Saints for Life in that championship game. Both of you, Amy looks to repeat. Mongo Mentality looks to win, I believe, his first one. I'm not totally familiar with all of the history of the Outcast League, but good luck to both of those teams in that championship game, and good luck to the 3-4 teams. We will take a look actually next here at the Toilet Bowl scores for the Outcast League, but we have to I got to keep the lights on here, folks. This studio costs a lot of money to keep running, and so I have to play another commercial before we do those scores. So just a moment on that.
This is Enfield. These are our streets. These are our routines. This is our home. These are our Saturdays, our nights after school. These are our colors, our flags, our pubs, our gates, our mates, our crest, our words, which stand alone. This is the man who started it all, and this was his favorite place. This is the cop where we taught the rest how to sing. This is the pitch where we once watched the king. These are the stairs we walked up hand in hand, and these are the lights that light up the dark. These are the good times, and these are the bad times. This is what doubt looks like. This is how heartbreak feels. And this is how you fight back. This is refusing to know when you're down. This is support. This is community. This is solidarity. This is how you hold your head up high when the storm is all around you. This is how you fight for what you believe in when everyone else doubts you. This is the first time. This is the 100th time. These are the reasons to look forward to the end of the shift, to the end of the week, to the end of the storm. This is the team we'll always adore. For others it's sport, for us it's a way of life. They have a stadium, we have a home. They have songs, we have an anthem. They have a manager, we have a guardian. They have supporters, we are a family. We are Liverpool. This means more.
So there you have it, our final commercial break, and here are our Outcast League standings for the Toilet Bowl. And as we can see, Stars and Stripes has moved into the lead, a 30.5 point lead over Show Me Your Kittles there. And as you can see, Rebel Scum was in second place there in the Toilet Bowl standings last week and has fallen quite a bit based on a very low score this week in the Outcast League. I did not put up hardly any point. It was rough. It was a rough week for old Rebel Scum. As I said, I have Williams and Keenan Allen, and as we saw, Justin Herbert just was not tossing the ball a whole lot to those guys, and so they did not score me the points that I wanted, and so I fell in that Toilet Bowl 50 points, 51 points behind Stars and Stripes for that. But I mean, it's possible. 51 points, outscoring somebody by 51 points, it seems, in this league is possible. So who knows what could happen. I'm sure that the Ball Hawks are happy to see me fall, as it validates his farcical power rankings yet again. But so there you go. As the Ball Hawks are in third place, 35.1 points behind the fantasy football team. 44.9 points behind. Rebel Scum at 51.4 points behind, and then the Timinators another 30 points at 80.4 points behind that. So those are your Outcast League Toilet Bowl standings. Good luck to all of the participants there in the Outcast League Toilet Bowl. I certainly hope that I am the winner, but I don't know that that is going to be the case. That, I think, will do it for the coverage of the Outcast and Op Soups League. We will move on now to the Sleeper League, where good things are afoot. We have in this league a 2-week playoff scenario. And as most of you remember, Team Rodgelock 72 won just one game in the 4-week regular season, but it won it by just enough to sneak into that final playoff slot, and then beat the 4-0 Pasty Goats in the first round of the playoffs to make it into the championship game, where he was the heavy underdog. But since it is a 2-week playoff, they're going to go for 2 weeks. But in this first week, Team Rodgelock 72 outscored his opponent 171.39 to 132.5. And a lot of that came on the back of George Kittle. George Kittle, 33.95 points. Seems to be one of Brock Purdy's favorite targets, as San Francisco moved a little bit away from the run game in their match against the Commanders, much probably to the anger or detriment of Team Seawish, who had C-Mac on their roster and who only managed to put up 14.4 points. So that allowed Team Rodgelock there to move out ahead right now. Now remember, this is a 2-week playoff, so these scores will be combined with next week's scores to determine the eventual winner here in the Orwa Late Season League. And this is, remember, a winner-take-all league, so we've got $60 riding on this one, and it's winner-take-all. And Team Rodgelock right now is in a 39, just about a 39-point lead. So a little bit of ground for Team Seawish 77 to make up there. Good luck to them. And in the fourth place game, we've got Rebel Scum versus the Pasty Goats. And again, this is a 2-week third, fourth place playoff. Rebel Scum is in almost a 30-point lead, a little more than a 30-point lead at this time as well, with 161.22 to 129.94. But this is more a match for bragging rights than for money, because there is no money involved. And this came down again. Justin Herbert just failed 7 points in this league, mostly because we add in some points for some other things. First down, rushing first downs, gave him some points. Passing first down gives him some points. Carries, I believe, gave a few points here and there. So that's why you see 7 points instead of the 5 that he had in other leagues. But still, 7 points is not enough from a quarterback. And I have Eckler in this league. And that's surprisingly in the one league that I don't mention on this on the fantasy football news. I participate in one other league with a group of musicians. I had the exact opposite matchup. I was playing to get into the championship match in that league, and I had Eckler on my roster, and I was playing against a person that had Herbert, and I squeaked into the championship matchup by 2 points in that league. So I'm playing for the championship in that league. This is actually the second year in a row I'm playing for the championship there. But that league does not mean quite as much to me as these leagues do, mostly because I barely know anybody in it. I know one of the guys in it who's the person that invited me. Everybody else is friends of his or friends of his. So I was just invited as because they needed one more person to make 10. But there we go. So yeah, 34 from Jefferson, 34 for me from Devontae. So yeah, this is going to be coming down to the wire on that 3-4 game as well. He had the favored team. He went 4-0 in the regular season, but I had a late surge and jumped out to that 30-point lead. So I'm going into week 2 of this final matchup with that 30-point lead, and hopefully that's enough to bolster me to the third place finish. In the Toilet Bowl, we have Generic Football Team and Team Tim Frazier. And Team Tim Frazier at the moment has a 22-point lead over Generic Football Team in their 2-week Toilet Bowl final. So there you have those scores in the Orwa late season league. And that is going to do it for scores there. Now, many of you have been already invited to the new league that is forming. Those of you that are in the Orwa late season league, and many of you in the Ops Soup League have been invited to the new Columbia River Fantasy Football League. We still have 1 or 2 slots to fill if we're going to be a 10-team league, and 3 or 4 slots if we move to a 12-team league. We shall see how that goes. Dues are going to be in that league 50 plus 5. The $50 will go entirely into the prize pool. The plus 5 is an administrative fee that goes to help cover my costs, some of those costs for the products that I use to do these videos, as well as to provide a trophy to the winner of that league, is what that $5 administrative fee will be for. And then weekly contests will move to $10 rather than $5. So that will be a nice little package for the participants in that league. Like I said, we still have 1 or 2 slots possibly. If you have not been in, if you are participating right now in the Outcast League, I believe everybody in the Op Soup League has that wants to participate has been invited. There may be 1 or 2 people that I haven't talked to yet, but if you are in the Outcast League and you are interested in participating in one more league with me and with Frazier and with a few other people, please let Mike Frazier or myself know. Drop us a message and we would be happy to have you in the Columbia River Fantasy Football League. It is a super flex format. It is 2 quarterbacks, and it's actually a little even different than that. It is 2 quarterbacks. There are no kickers because kickers suck. The defensive scoring is a little higher. I've tuned the defensive scoring up just a little bit. Defense is half the game, and I feel like their scores need to reflect that a little bit more. So we get points and it's run on the Sleeper app. So in the defenses get points for 4th down stops. They get points for 3 and outs. They get currently in the Orwa Sleeper League, I have them at like a quarter of a point for that stuff, and it's a little much. So I've tuned it down to like a 1/10 of a point for those things. So defenses will get a few more points than you're used to seeing. And then, much like we run in the Ops Soup League, you will not be required to start a tight end. Rather, there will be 2 running backs, 2 tight end, or 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, or 2 pure wide receivers, and then 3 flex spot or 2 wide receiver tight end flex spots, and then 1 regular flex spot, which would be a running back, wide receiver, tight end flex spot, and then 1 super flex spot, which would be a quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back flex spot. So that's the format there. If you are interested in that, please reach out to either Mike Frazier or myself, and we will find a way to make that happen. I'm more than happy to move it to a 12 or even a 14 or 16 team league if we have enough interest. Or, as I spoke with Frazier, I would really be cool if we maybe made it, a 10-team league and we had enough people to do like maybe an 8-team, like a relegation type scenario where you're in a lower tier league and the top 2 winners of that league move in to the higher league and the losers move down to the lower league. That would be really cool too. But that would take a lot of people and a lot of work and that's a lot of extra stuff. Who knows though what could happen there. But if you are interested again in joining the Columbia River Fantasy Football League, please reach out again to either Mike Frazier or myself, and we will find a way to make it happen. And again, we'd love to have you. So that is what that is. Thank you again for watching the Fantasy Football News. We appreciate your support. We are down to the final week of the season, and so good luck to all of those involved in championship matchups. Good luck to everybody involved in 3rd and 4th place matchups, except Garbage Time Casey. No luck at all to him. And then good luck to those of you participating in the Toilet Bowl. I hope everybody except Garbage Time can win something. That would be great. And with that, I think the final thing is I am throwing a Super Bowl party this year. The Super Bowl, I believe, is February the something. I'm unprepared with this information because why would I have it? February the 5th. Sunday, February 5th is the Super Bowl this year, or is it the 12th? Shoot, I can't remember. If only I had some sort of information at my fingertips. Super Bowl 2023. Oh, not 2020. That will help nobody. Yeah, the 12th. It's the 12th. Sunday, February 12th. Super Bowl party at Eric's house. I will likely be doing ribs again because that's my favorite, and I think that it is mostly everybody else's favorite too. So, I'm happy to have folks over, but for the Super Bowl party, I definitely need to have RSVPs, and I need to know who's coming and how many are coming because I have to be prepared for that more so than like the Thursday night football because it's a little bit of a bigger production for me. We go a little bit more all out on Super Bowl Sunday with goodies and treats and whatnots. So please reach out to me, message me on Facebook, or leave me or send me a text message. If you do not have my number, Frazier has it. Any of the Fraziers, I believe, Mike, Rob, or Tim have my number. they can get it to you. And if you're in the Ops Soup League, you should already have my number. Anybody, just let me know. If you want to come over, you are welcome. And I seriously mean that. You are welcome to come over, watch the Super Bowl. I usually set up. I have my 75-inch ultra high def setup for the game. I also have and I say it's patented. Maybe it's not. I don't care. It's patented in my house. I also set up my patented 19-inch bathroom television, so you don't have to miss a moment of the action, no matter how bad you have to go. So there's that as well. So again, let me know. Let Fraser know if you need my number. If you are interested in coming over for the Fantasy Football News Super Bowl party, as always, I am Eric. I am your host, and I am better than you.